Hey, what's up you guys? John from Old Reading Farm here with a fresh new haircut. Looks so good. Oh, so handsome. Today's video, I'm very excited. We have our maple syrup evaporator right here. I got a big old fire going in it. As you can see, roaring. Got my pans, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to make maple syrup. Let's get into it. All right, so over the past week or so, just a little shy of a week, we have been collecting maple sap from several of our trees. I think we have about 14 taps. You know, the first couple days it was really slow, but the last couple of days it's been super fast. So we probably have about 10, maybe 11 gallons. So right now I have the 6-gallon food grade bucket that is very full, and we are going to start boiling sap. So this is the first time I've ever done this before. This is not a tutorial. This bucket is really heavy. So I got one more jug to get, and then I'm gonna put my pans in there, put my sap in there, and then kind of just wait. We'll see. All right, so this is my setup right now. I have almost all of my sap in there. Still have a little bit more in there. And you know, I put the most in the back there because that's where most of the heat is. Let's take a look at the fire. So that's going pretty well. Also, so Catherine made fun of me for this because I took some cool baling twine and wrapped it around a piece of angle iron that I have. But it looks like a sword, which I think is pretty cool. And I think some of the men and ladies in the audience will appreciate that. So this is for poking my fire, so you can see when I go, I can pretty much reach, you know, almost all the way to the back there, because you can see I had some logs that are right up against the door. But yeah, this is all it's looking pretty good, working pretty well. See smoke's coming out of the chimney. So now it's just a waiting game. So what I'm going to do here is I need to get these things boiling, and the plan is we are going to boil until we're left with like a brown liquid that's, you know, mostly sugar and less water. And once we get that, then we have a hot plate. We're going to put it on a smaller thing and temp it and get it right. But for now, it's like bulk boil time. And I'm noticing actually that I put a lot more in the back than I did in the front too. And I have this little saucepan that my parents got me. Thanks, guys. That I'll use to actually scoop some of the sap back into the other ones, because I want to get the one in the back boiling ASAP. And then what I'll do is I'll take a little bit at a time and dump it in the back to, you know, rather so I don't shock everything, so I keep that boil going and just add a little bit at a time. So I'll check in a little bit. So like I said, it's my first time ever making maple syrup, so please be gentle. But if you have any tips, and if you see me and it looks like I'm doing something wrong, please let me know, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Alrighty, so we are boiling. How about that? This is it's all going according to plan. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I have another smaller mesh screener. I'll take that foam out, because what I've heard is that can insulate it. So as opposed to insulating it and not letting the steam come out, I'll take that off. Apparently, like many other communities like alpacas and chickens and name a farm animal, with maple syrup making, there's a lot of people who disagree about how to do stuff. But not too many mean people. A couple of the Facebook groups that we're in, everybody's really nice and has been very helpful for our first year. Which I'm really excited, because again, most of this we got for free. You know, we bought a couple things new, but this evaporator, the pans, you know, with the exception of the fire brick, some screws, everything was free. So, gotta love that. All right, so now the only thing left to do is sit back, have a drink, and wait. All right, so I should be telling scary stories over here, right? Try to find a good. How about that? Ooh. Anyway, so we are out here. It is about like 6:45. and we're boiling. As you can see, I think it's going pretty well. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the pots and maybe you guys tell me. All right, so this is what it looks like. I think, so it's interesting. So this pan, which is the back one, which tends to be the hottest burning one, is also the deepest pan, so I think it's a little tough to boil the fastest. So some of these other ones are boiling, but I know when it gets to like an amber color that it is ready to start boiling, and we have a little hot plate, so we'll move it from this to the hot plate so that we can more accurately control the temperature. The whole thing is, you boil it down, and then once it gets to 219 degrees or 7 degrees above boiling, that is when it is done, and it needs to be very accurate. Wow, it's really hot over there. So that's why we're gonna move it to a hot plate once this is all set. But yeah, so I've been boiling for almost 2 hours, I guess. And yeah, I mean, that's looking sort of amberish. Anyway, we'll check back in. So here's where we're at. It is now 7:30. There's barely any sap in these two. Most of it is in here. It is turning like an amber color, so that's good. So I think we're coming close. So I got my thermometer. I think I'm gonna temp it and see where we're at. And I think Kat actually has the hot plate, so I'm gonna have to wait for that. But we are coming close to the finish line here. All right, so here's where we're at. So we got one pan that is just sap. So we have gone from like 13 gallons of sap to probably like 2.5 or 3. And it is turning an amber color, which is good. And I've temped it a couple times. It's right around 200 degrees, so we're still doing fine. Hopefully Kat comes home soon with the hot plate and our pot so that we can move it off to a slow boil. I also filled the other pans with just water, so basically what I did was, so as I basically moved all of the sap from the front 2 pans to the back 2 pans. So originally, we had sap in all 3 pans, but this one right here, the back one, gets the hottest. So I've been moving the sap from the front 2 ones to the back one, just to get it all in one place. And so now these 2 pans just have water in them, just because I wasn't sure if we should just have the buffet pans in there with just nothing and just heating up the metal. So I figured some water in there will be better overall for the pans. So we're still boiling down. I'll see if I can show you the color. So I think that's coming across. You can see it is definitely not clear anymore. It's like a light brown. So soon that'll get dark brown, and then we're gonna move it to a hot plate in a pot, and soon it will be syrup. So right now it is 7:50. We have been boiling for approximately 3 hours, maybe a little bit less. Going pretty well so far, I think. Okay, so now we got the hot plate out here along with this. So this is what we're gonna use to finish syrup. So I just got a little bit from here, put it into here. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we are coming to the end here. There is now nothing in my evaporator. Everything is just on the hot plate here. Keeping an eye on the temperature. We need to get to 219. I have a feeling this is somewhat off, but this is an awfully big pot. I might see if I can get it into this little saucepan. It almost all fit. But anyway, so let's see. Been boiling for about 4 hours now, which is about what everybody said it would take. So I think we are getting close. So I'm gonna grab some mason jars, or a mason jar, because I don't think we're gonna have that much. But we are getting close. You can see it is just about almost at 200 degrees. So I think we'll get there soon. Okay, it is 9:30. I have had a few adult beverages, and this is almost everything that we have left. It's on the hot plate now. We are at just over 200 degrees, so we're just about there. So when we get to that mark, I have a little filter on top of a mason jar. We'll fill that mason jar, and then I'll pour the rest of it in there, and should be good. So hopefully not too much longer. I am getting a little tired and hoping we're done soon. All right, so it is now Sunday and it's snowing outside. Just a pain in the butt. And I wasn't able to get everything up to heat yesterday. It was hovering around 210 degrees. It never got like really any higher than that, and it kept overflowing, so I just stopped for the night. So I stored what we had, and so this is what we got. This down here on the bottom, I believe, is called niter, which is like sugar extras. I don't really know. But so that's usually what you filter out, and so I have another filter here. And so I'm gonna reheat this and see if we can get this going this morning and maybe have it done in time for pancakes or waffles, something. We shall see. Okay. Nice. I did taste some of it last night, and it tasted pretty good. So for now, I'm just going to do sort of a little bit at a time to let this get up to heat and hopefully not kill the boil immediately. Looks good though. Yeah, maybe we won't turn it all the way up. The smoke you're seeing is from stuff that's on the bottom of the pot. Wow, this is taking a long time to filter. Probably not gonna film this whole thing. So I'll check back in and hopefully we will have syrup. Alright, so here you have it. This is Old Reading Farm's first ever maple syrup, fresh out of the pot. Took 2 days to do, and about 14 gallons of syrup, or 14 gallons of sap, gives you, let's see, is there quarts on this? 16 ounces, 500 milliliters if that's a thing. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Please give us a like, leave us a comment, and let me know how I did. If there's something I can do better next time, please let me know. Thanks for watching.